So this is Nitrogen Dragon here. Just wanted to basically make a tutorial video here for getting the game set up and a little bit on how to play it. So we'll see how bad this goes. First things first, I guess, is pretty much just using Google Drive here for the build. The link I sent, I'm pretty sure will just send you straight into this one right here. And so basically just click on it like normal, download it. It will probably pop up with the can't scan for viruses. Sorry about that, just too big, I guess. But if you're alright with downloading that, no pressure. But if that's alright, just go ahead and download it. It'll be a zip file. And wait for that to download. And then once that's done, you can open it up. Go in and extract all to unzip everything and basically get it into a usable state, and then go into the build file and you'll see the Azuki TCG demo here, and that is the executable. And so basically just run that. It's going to be like, hey, we don't know who made this, are you okay with running it? Again, no pressure if you don't want to do it, but if you're alright with it, just go ahead and hit run anyway. There shouldn't be anything wrong with it. And then, assuming it all works, it should pop up with this lovely little game here. And so, I mean, first things first, basically, you've got a couple different buttons for hosting local, joining, hosting online, joining. Up top here, you have the online password entry. We'll get to that stuff later. Local passwords down here, the room ID, don't really need to worry about that as far as I'm aware, but potentially. And so, also we have your active deck, and then a little menu over here. You can leave match, or if you want, if you're trying to host and nobody's joined and you want to unhost, just click on that and it'll basically reset the game and unjoin. Then down below that, we've got your selected deck, or select deck I should say, and what'll happen when you click on that is just pop up with any valid decks that you've made, and you can select them or cancel out, and you'll see that it changes that. And I think over here, yep, you'll see that it changes on the front as well. And so then also we have the deck builder, which is probably going to be the first thing you want to do. I did not make this personally, my brother did, so kudos to him. Basically just kind of a normal deck builder, have all the cards laid out. Accidentally clicked here, and you'll see that does have a pop-up if you don't have a gate or a leader, or somehow, I think if you find your way to a card that isn't valid for your deck, it'll pop up with that, and you'll just click out of that. But yeah, you can see all the cards here. Click on them. You've got a bunch of filters. You can go to leader select. You'll see some info pop up when you're hovering over them. So we'll just choose Raizan for now, and then also we go to the gates, choose Surge Gate, and then it'll basically short usable cards will filter on the ones that you can actually use. So then you can go lightning, you can go neutral, entity, weapons, spells, basically all the important things. And there's probably a couple other things we could have done, but I would say it's feature complete enough that there shouldn't be any issues. And then you'll notice over here, I clicked on Kira earlier, and that pops up. And so also enter, I think we have text entry over here too. So you can search by name. Yep, and then plus minus over here. If you hit the minus, I think it'll be like, hey, do you want to remove this or not? But otherwise, just you can either click on here to get going, and then you can plus minus to get up to 4, or remove them all. And I just made this deck really quick to 50, and then up above you can save. Can't really see it, but you can enter a name for the deck and then save it. And then also we have over here, it looks like we click the load deck, and that'll pop up with all the decks you have. Now this one specifically, any deck that you've been working on will pop up, but in the actual menu that we'll be going back to eventually, only valid decks will pop up, so decks that have exactly 50 cards, and I mean obviously a leader and a gate. So that is that. You can see here, just kind of showing off, decks are loading properly. Alright, so now back to the main menu. Yep, just go in here, whatever deck that you've just made, you'll have to select that if you want to use it. And so Hosting local, just kind of go over this real quick, is basically like on your own internet. It's not going to be, you won't be able to play with anybody across the country or anything, but that basically just uses internal IP, and you can either directly enter your computer's internal IP in here, or you can just hit host local and it will generate a code up here that you can send to someone else, and then they can enter the password down there in the center password area, and it will basically decode that, and it'll figure out, hey, we want to connect to this computer over here on the local internet, and that should work out. If it doesn't, this room ID down here is related to port forwarding. I don't think you need to do it, but if you know anything about that, just set up a port forward, put that number in here, and you should be good to go. But what we're going to do here, looks like we're going to do that actually. And so yeah, when you first set it up, it's going to be like, hey, we don't know who this is, we don't know who made this, what networks do you want me to be allowed to run it over? And so by default, it's going to be public networks. You're going to want to also do private networks, I believe. Honestly, just might as well do it just to make sure, but that should allow you to actually send and receive data over the network using the Unity Relay services and actually play the game. So if you're alright with that, just go ahead and do that. And then you can see the code up here. That would be what gets entered down there. Obviously not going to do that here. We're going to open up another instance here in a bit, but also you can see hit the leave game, and that just reset the game. So getting the second instance loaded up. No, host online. Alright, and then you'll see the code pop up. It probably won't be that fast, probably take a couple seconds, but that is the Unity relay code that gets sent, and so you just need to share that with the other player since I don't have the proper lobby system set up right now. And then up here is where you enter that code. They've hosted online, so all you got to do now is join this online client. It'll probably take a couple seconds, but once you see the buttons disappear, that basically means you've connected, so that'll be awesome. Otherwise, I think after like 5 seconds, it'll pop up with a fail to join, and well, hopefully that doesn't happen too much. But yep, so now we're into the game. Sweet. And basically, whoever's the host will always be the first player to go right now, but they'll, once they're ready, once you're both ready, I guess, they can hit start game, and you'll get the little pop-up here for mulliganing. You can hover over your cards to get a better look at them, and kind of see if you don't know what you got exactly, don't know your deck perfectly yet, and then you can be like, alright, I don't like this, so mulligan, draw 7 cards, reshuffles, we're okay over here, so nothing happens. And yeah, basically just kind of showing off that hovering over cards, you get the nice little pop-up here. It's not perfect yet. Some of the text is wrong. Hasn't been updated yet, I don't think. But for the most part, it should be fairly usable. And then what just happened a second ago, just main reason for making this video, I guess, would be just to kind of how to play the cards. So hover over, click, and then if you want to play it in the alley, all you got to do is click on an open alley spot, play it in the garden. Same thing, just click right there. If there are already 5 entities in the garden, pretty sure I got it set up, so you just click on top of the one that you want to replace, and that should run fine. Talking over former play here. Don't remember exactly what happens, but I think I was just showing off that if you want to activate an ability, whether it's a gate or a leader, or maybe you have a card out here that has an activatable ability, you just click on it, and then this center area is kind of the resolution or activation area, and you just click on that, and the game knows to be like, hey, let's see if there's anything to activate or resolve. And so that pop-up earlier was like, hey, you want to use Surge Gate? Yes, no. Alright, so we're using it. And then you'll notice right now, since we're in the testing phase, I just have these kind of pop-ups to block interactions. Some of them may not work, which is why I have these buttons over here, just to kind of override that in case it breaks the game. And then I'll try to fix that eventually. But yeah, so basically we're activating the ability, and you can see that we clicked on Penny, and Penny got moved from the alley to the garden, but her gate power is 0, and we don't have any weapons, so nothing's going to happen right now. And then we won't be able to use Raizan's ability either, so we're going to end turn. Just trying to figure out what I was doing, I think, in the video. Alright, so we also put Penny out there, showing off the how the gates work again. And I think, oh, yep, we're going to show off equipping weapons, so pretty straightforward. Just click on it, click on the leader, or if you wanted to equip it to an entity, you could have done that. That's equip basically just going underneath the card a little bit, and then any activatable abilities should more or less pop up immediately. So we have the deal 1 damage and then gain attack. You can either skip it or activate it. Some of the abilities don't allow that, whether it was programmer error on my part or just how I think the ability is supposed to work. So that's one of the reasons we're doing the test, is to try and figure those things out. So please let me know if you find anything. But I think what we were trying to do here is set up. Let's just go back real quick. Hopefully not too far. Alright, so I think I had it set up where Raizan was attacking Raizan, and I just wanted to show off. So we skipped the response phase because we didn't have anything that we could do. But now we are in the defender phase, and so Penny here, we're clicking on her, and then activation zone, same thing for defenders, and now Penny has become the defender, and it goes straight into combat, and so Penny took the hit instead of Raizan, and then because she was defeated, she just gets sent to the discard. Raizan goes back to there because leader, so it wouldn't go back anyways. And then the rest of this will basically just be showing off a couple more abilities, if I remember right. And for the most part, that's basically it. So if you want to basically just start playing, I feel like you have an understanding of how things work, this would be a good time to just call it good and get into the game. Otherwise, I'll keep going here and just explain a few more things as they come up. So Johnny, on playability, activates right away. Select entity, and so basically it's like, hey, entity in garden. So we only have Penny available, or we also have Johnny, but probably going to want to boost Penny. And so now she can actually deal damage to Raizan, but we also have Raimaru over here, great example of a kind of fun ability. So he can be played as a response card, so we're in the response phase, so like most of the other abilities, you're going to click on him, and then click on the activation zone in the middle here, and that will allow him to be played. And then we'll go to the defense step, and now Raimaru can act as a defender and block. And then we also have JD, perfect, another good example here. Constant, I'm considering them constant abilities basically. So the game's, I think it's like every second, it's checking to see if the conditions have been met. And so JD was like, hey, there's no other entities out here that are not neutral, so I'm just going to boost my attack by 2, which is pretty fun. And then I think, yeah, end of turn because we didn't have anything else we could do there. And I think I'm going to end up showing off Kira here shortly, after we do a quick little attack, just kind of showing that the game is indeed working. Alright, so I think I screw up. I wanted to show Pico off and her charge ability, but I didn't have enough Ikazo, so that's not going to work. But basically whenever she's equipped, or he, I guess I don't know that, but whenever Pico gets equipped with a weapon, they gain charge, so if I had another Ikazo, they would have been able to attack. And then over here, Kira, alley only ability, so it's only activatable while she's in the alley. You can swap that entity and this card, and then make it the new attack target, so pretty much just like every other activated ability, as you're starting to understand probably. Click on her during the should have been response phase, and then click on the activation zone here, and you'll be good. She'll get switched. Johnny will go back to the alley, and she'll become the new target for the attack. Another alley only ability, Alpine Prowler. Click on him, click on the activation zone. Do you want to activate it? Yep. So he'll get destroyed, draw 3 cards, and then it's like, hey, you need to discard 2 cards before we can proceed. So just discard those guys, and then we're back at it. And then another on play, if we end up using it here, although we don't have any discards. So if we play her, nothing's going to happen. So I think we just decide to end turn, kind of keep the demo moving along. Pretty soon here, though, I think we'll be using Ikazuchi. But, see, boosting. Oh, so now we're going to finally show off Raizan's ability. So basically, Johnny's been equipped with a weapon, but he was just played this turn, so normally he wouldn't be able to attack. But Raizan can get activated by using Mumbling and then select a entity with a weapon equipped to it now, and give it charge. So Johnny is going to deal a nice 5 damage here on the turn that he was played. And then we'll just go through with everybody else, just kind of following through, making sure things are working. Getting close to endgame already. Let's see, I think we'll be showing off Denmu as well here on a turn or two. Another on play, get 3 to 5 cards depending on situation. Gonna put the Black Jade Dagger on. Oh yeah, we do that on Denmu so that next turn he can get attacked. Alright, so he's activated now. He's going to go in and take out Johnny, it looks like. Nothing to be done, so Johnny's gone. Denmu lives. And covers at the end. Alright, so now you'll see that when he was attacked, basically applying shock to attacking entity or leader, so immediately Pico is going to get shock, and you'll see for freeze or frozen and shock, I think I have a yellow and a white icon that pops up. Eventually I'll probably change that or just make it a little clearer, but that's what to look out for right now. And so Demu's gone now. We'll end turn pretty quickly here, and then just to show that, I think I end turn again. And so you'll notice that the icon is gone, but Pico did not untap because she was shocked. And so next turn that will change, but that's basically how that works. Now, kind of a waste, but we're going to show off the when attacking ability of Ikazuchi here in a sec. And so you'll notice we're going to have Raizan attack, and instantly, as soon as the attack is initiated, the when attack will go through, and Rakurobo is gone. And if there had been anybody else on the field, they would have taken 1 damage as well, unless they had the card damage nullifier, or card effect nullifier ability. And now, if I remember right, we're kind of just wrapping up here. There's not a lot else to show off. So we're just going to skip along a little bit. Oh, here's a good one. Just showing off charge. Okay. Right. So Indra's over here. Looks like we played him recently. And then also Black Jade Vault Master, showing off that ability in a sec. But Indra is a pretty special case because he has charge inherently. So as far as I understand, when you play him, or even if he was in the alley and then he gets moved, I don't need to activate Raizan's ability, and he can just attack right away. Kind of a standard ability in most card games, but That's how that works. And then our Black Jade Vault Master over there, I think. Probably be showing him off in a moment. After Unhosting, just to draw and choose a Steelborn and then discard. See how that works. Pretty straightforward. Just select and then select in the order, and they'll go to the bottom of the deck. Just a quick little damage ability. Alright. So Blackjade Vault Master is going to become the defender, and then when attacked, he has the when attacked ability, deal 1 damage to a leader, and with abilities like this where it doesn't really specify, and this is probably going to be related to fire, I think, you do have the option to damage opponent, damage your leader, or skip activation. So whether there's probably not a reason to do it right now, but it is built in there for the future. So that's going to play out, and then pretty soon here, I think this battle's going to be ending. And then we'll just talk a little bit about cleanup. I guess I didn't talk about this yet either, but over here, pretty much just your Ikazo for the other player, life points. I added this really quickly the other day, so it's not pretty, but you do have your discard pile information, your weapons, entities, and spells at the bottom here, so you can keep track of those for various abilities that work off of that. But otherwise, we'll just let this finish out real quick. And so we're going to attack in just a second here. Pretty sure they're going to let that go through to finish it. And so they'll fight. Raizan loses, and so instantly you'll get this pop-up that's like, hey, whether you won or lost, tells you that. And then you have the leave match option. Technically, you can also click on this, which you'll see here in a second, I think. That goes back to there. It's kind of buggy, but not a big deal. And then, so when somebody hits leave match, that will start this function for both players, and it'll be like, hey, the game's going to end in 5 seconds. And once that's done, it'll basically shut down the network connections, and both players will get returned to the menu. And that pretty much does it, I think. You can see that you can reset. Enter password down here for local connection. Local client should join a little bit faster. And yeah, that just about does it. Yeah, so thanks for watching.